So we sent you to Miami
Yes, you did.
after we said you've got no disease elsewhere.
Right.
We said pancreas and liver,
Mm-hmm.
and you met with the surgeons there. What was that like?
It nothing really prepares you for that. The first instance of meeting the team, which is your pre-approval team, which will end up becoming your transplant team, but your pre-approval team that you meet, you're going to meet with a pharmacist, a therapist, someone that just specializes in intestinal, somebody that just specializes in your liver, another one that just specifies in your pancreas. And when they told me that the surgery was going to take anywhere between 18 to 20 hours, I was floored. They told me also that I would be in the hospital from somewhere around 3 to 4 months in ICU, and then another 2 months in a regular room. So I was looking at 6 months just in recovery. But the other side of that was all of the side effects that could happen, all of the downside. My organs could reject. They could not fit right. I could never find a donor. There were all these possibilities, but to me, it was my only option. I didn't have any other option at that point in time. But the doctors there were very frank with me. They said, you really have to look at everything that's going to happen to you. And we're never going to give up on you. We're going to be there when it's the worst. Now, we're not going to put you through something if you're not going to survive, but even at the worst point, we will be there rooting for you. And that kind of helped me make my decision. If I was going to do this, I wanted people backing me. And I had a great team at home, but I needed another team there. And that's one of the requirements that the approval team says, that they're there. You need to be there, and then you need to have your care team that's going to be with you. And you're going to have to relocate to where we're at to be able to, within 4 hours of the hospital. And in Miami, that means you're about 30 miles from the hospital. You can't be more than that. So it was great. I got to meet with my surgeons, a series of doctors. It took 6 months of testing, both in Louisiana and in Florida, before I got my final approval. And at that point in time, I hugged all of you bye and moved to Miami.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been quite an adventure.
And think about the day before your transplant and getting that call.
Well, I'd actually gotten called a previous time.
Okay.
I had gotten and they tell you that you're going to get false calls. You're going to get there. They're going to make sure everything matches. But when they go in to harvest these organs, they could not be right. And they're going to call you in, so you're ready to get them, but you won't know. And I got a call in March, and the pancreas was fatty. So I had gone home. And what I didn't realize is the toll that one call made on me, because all my hopes were on that one call. When I felt the sheer depression of what cancer does to you. And I was just like, this is never going to happen. This is not going to happen. And July, they called, and I went into the hospital the whole time thinking this is not going to happen. And woke up fully attached everywhere to every kind of bag available. And it was just shocking. And I don't think that there's anyone that can prepare you for that. So nothing can really prepare you for waking up that next day and feeling healthy. I mean, the doctors, when they said they went in, they couldn't lift my liver out. So they put this mesh in there, and they went and they scooped my liver out. They said it only had a day or two. So they literally, if I hadn't gotten that 2 more days, and I wouldn't be here talking to you. But they also told me that the core, the biggest one that had been there, that they type dated it, and it was anywhere between 12 to 15 years old. So at the time I was diagnosed in 2014, I was 35, I'm 39 now. I had been sick longer than I had been healthy. and I didn't know it. So nothing could have prepared me for that moment of feeling healthy. And I remember everyone saying they took pictures of me. Of course, I looked crazy, but they took pictures of me, and it was the first time that they had seen color in my cheeks. I am tan. I am a little olive complected, but it was the first time they had ever seen any color come to my face. And I looked back at pictures even from childhood, and I hadn't been. So it's a total different feeling now, knowing how I felt before.
Mm-hmm.